Okay. All right, ladies. So what we're going to do is I want to start standing. I need for us to move our feet, move our legs a little bit, and then we're going to come down to the floor. Now, I am going to do planks. I'm going to do side planks. We're going to do things on the knees. So anybody that needs to support the body. So when we do things kneeling, you can do it on a chair or a fit ball. So you're not on your knees, but you're seated on something where you can spread the legs out and do some exercises there. I'll give you variations for no knees when we get down to the floor as well. Okay, so having said that, let's stand up. I'm gonna check my camera when we stand and see if you guys can see me. Yeah, I think I can be over here. It's a little far, but I'm pretty sure you guys can see me, right? Okay, so working feet. I'm really cold, so I have to wear my warmers. So working feet, you can be on a mat, okay? Or you can be on the floor, wherever you choose to be, preferably barefoot, so we can work things a little bit more independently, okay? So what I want you to find is the alignment of your feet with your sit bones, okay? And if you need to go a little wider, you can. Otherwise, just inside the hips, okay? You go down, right inside the hip bones, we have the alignment of the middle of the knee and down towards your second toe-ish, okay? So somewhere, that's where alignment is. Try to spread your toes and then press the big toe on the mat all the way to the pinky. And then make sure that the outer heel and the inner heels are also connected. If you need to, if you feel like you're really falling into the arches of your feet, try to roll out to the outside of your ankles, okay? So it would be trying to roll out to this dip that we have here on the foot. Here. Don't think of here, don't think of little toe. Right on this arch that we have is where you want to press into the mat a little bit more. Okay? So roll it out. That should make the arches of your feet come up a little bit. And then through the arch of the foot or feet, find that connection to the inner line through the inner thigh, pelvic floor, and lift through there. So it starts all the way from the arches of the feet, right where your inner ankle bone is. So if you think, I want to lift my ankle bone, but I'm not detaching my big toe and I'm not rolling my feet out. Even if you press into the ground and drag the toes a little bit, try to lift those arches. Then lift through the pelvic floor, abdominals, all the front of the body is lifting. And then all the back of the body is lengthening down, yeah? So this is what's happening. If you need to touch it, go for it. Lifting from the pelvic floor, the abdominals up. And then from the sacrum and the tailbone, all of this is lengthening down and decompressing your back. And you should feel both acting up. Okay, these are going to be our bases. So inner thigh is going to give you a lot of balance. So if you need to bend the knees a little bit to find that, that's totally fine. And if you need to tuck the pelvis forward and back a little bit to find that placement where the abdominals and the back of the body are sandwiching each other. Okay, there's not too much pressure back and there's no tucking and glutes forward, just in between. And breathe. Okay, so we're gonna breathe to the torso. Back, side, front. Breathe out through the arches of the feet. Lift through the inner thigh, pelvic floor. Lift the abdominals, close the ribs. Breathe in, expand. Breathe out, try to lift, arches of the feet. Inner thigh, pelvic floor, abdominals, lift, hug. Yeah, and feel free to touch and feel things out, open things, okay? So all this feeling out and helping things with the hands are totally, it's great to give feedback to the body. So we have the shoulders relaxed, the back of the neck, the base of the skull, the back of the head are all lengthening to the ceiling. Good. So let's add a little bit of rotation. Cross your hands over the chest. Keep that neutral. And we're gonna rotate the shoulder, rotate the rib, the waist. Think of shifting the waistline. And then the pelvis is gonna go all the way to the foot. It's okay if the foot on the side you're rotating to opens out and the inner foot collapses in. That's a natural movement of the leg. Then come back to center. Okay, so don't over rotate with the shoulders. We're trying to find the spiral. And the other side, shoulders, rib, the waistline, the pelvis, the thigh, and then the feet. You rotate to the pinky toe of the side you're rotating to, and the arch of the other foot collapses in, and then we come back and everything should balance. Breathe in to lengthen. Breathe out, start with shoulders, ribs, waist, hips, thigh, lower body, and then the feet tip, and then come back. Okay? And length. I'm going to come closer so you can see my feet. Shoulders, ribs, waist, hips, yeah, your hips. The thighs, and look at my feet. They're tipping a little bit. They're not here now. They've rolled a little bit, just naturally, and then come back. So keep doing that. Think of the spiral of the body. You're starting to spiral through the top. And then from the brow line, the lower ribs, waistline, the hips, the thighs, all the way to my ankle on the side I'm rotating to. Breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out, rotate. Don't forget that alignment we found in the beginning of class. So I don't want butt sticking out. Okay, I don't want pelvis popping forward. Just this really nice long line spiraling around. And look at my arms. I'm not extending my arms. I'm looking right in between the cross of my arms, and I keep looking there. And the arms stay in the exact same position. They don't shift for me to rotate. And if you want to do a couple more, maybe breathing in, you can breathe in and decompress the spine and lengthen a little bit more. Keep that tailbone reaching down, keep lifting those abdominals, okay? And then when you've evened to both sides, just relax the arms. Good. All right. So let's rotate the ankles a little bit. If you need to hold on to anything, hold on and just roll the ankles in 5 times and then reverse, roll the other way. 3, 4, 5. Let's do the other leg and lift and rotate. Again, hold on to something. It's hard to do the rotation without the legs, this foot being up. 5 and then reverse it. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax the foot down. Good. All right, let's do a little bit of toe exercises. So I've done so many workshops on the feet, but it's too much information. What I want you to do is lift all your toes off the mat. Big toe, everything. And then bring them back down. Okay? And again, lift all your toes off the mat. Lift. Bring it back down. Keep them spread. So spread, lift, and lower. Lift. Now when you lift, pull through the arches of the feet all the way through the inner thigh, the quads, and lower. Now lift just the big toe. And lower. Let's do 4 more. Lift, big toe, and lower. Feel free to take your socks off. My mats are freezing. 3, big toes. And down. 4. And 5. Bring the big toe down. Lift the other toes. The other 4 and down. Press the big toe down and lift the other toes. And down. Good. And go. 3. That's what it looks like with no socks. 4 and 5. Is it hard? You see, one foot is like, ah! Okay, lift all toes. Spread them if you can. Now it's the hard stuff. Only big toe down and up. 10 and up. 3 and up. Don't lose that core stability that we found. 4, lift the abdominals, drop the toe. 5, 6, 7. Oh, my left one is giving up. 8, my left one is coming in and not going. 9, yes. And 10, serious stuff, right? Shake the legs. So you can clearly see the big toe that is really like, oh, it doesn't know what it's doing. The arch of that foot is the one that's collapsed into the ground. That's why we don't have that strength on the toe, right? And then if you want to, let's try to do a spiral, pinky toe to big toe, and then lift from the pinky and up. Pinky toe to big toe, lift big toe to pinky toe. So drop, pinky. Try to do one toe at a time if you can, down, and then lift, and then lift. And down, one toe at a time. Press the big toe down, lift, and up, and press. Okay, so do about 3 more. Lift, and up. Keep going. There's somebody that's not muted. Okay, finish it off. Oh, how does that feel? Okay, I know, isn't it? So there's all these exercises of dragging toes, okay, where you drag. Notice it's not cupping, but it's, imagine there's a cloth under the toe and you're dragging the whole thing to you, not cramping. So try to do about, see how I'm just pulling the arch of my foot up, but I'm not curling my toes. So if you're pulling a towel, you're trying to pull from the bottom of the toes without rounding the toes. Try to do about 4 to 5, just drag it. And you should feel the arch of the foot really working, yeah? Look, and drag. It's not a huge movement. Let's say this is 5 or 6, and then you try to do the other foot. Drag. So this foot with the socks is my bad one. Drag. So, you know, like my big toe on that foot is not working. So I'm gonna try to make the big toe of this foot work a little bit more. See, there's nothing like the other foot. I try to pull and my arch is so weak. Look, it doesn't go as high as the other foot. Pull. 2 more. And last one. Okay. All right, so I guess it's sockless. Okay, we're gonna go up and down. So we're gonna start in parallel. And what I want you to make sure you're gonna do is, when you lift your heels, the middle of your heel here, okay, see where I have that V? That has to stay aligned with my second toe. I don't wanna see this, and I don't wanna see this, even though this is harder, but don't rotate the toe. Try to stay squared. So everything that we did should help. Right? So you have your feet parallel, hold on to something, lift the abdominals, drop the tailbone, okay? So we have lift the drop and open and press the toes down and start lifting that heel up. Remember, don't roll out and don't collapse in. Stay aligned, you don't need to go very high. Now, remember, keep your heels raising up and drop slowly down, okay? So we go straight up, try not to shift forward either. Go straight up, yeah? Look straight up without shifting forward. So lift the inner thigh, remember? The arch of the foot that we started all the way through the inner thigh, that's going to give you balance. So lift that arch of the foot. So if you feel like you need to drag the toes like we were doing, you can. Stay straight up, lift. Now imagine you want to stay lifted. Your head wants to stay close to the ground and come down. Remember to press all toes from the big toe to the pinky. So work core, work balance. So let's say we're gonna do 6 to 8. Keep that core lifted, keep that tailbone. And before you go, lift the arches of the feet. Lengthen and lift that inner thigh, pelvic floor, abdominals lift, slowly down. Okay, you still wanna feel like you're lifting down. Last one. Good, shake your legs and roll the feet if you need to. Nice, work the feet. We're gonna probably spend the whole hour on feet today. Okay, second position of these. So if you can, bring your heels together. Because I'm not knees, I can't straighten my legs, but my heels are together. Now, once you squeeze your heels, feel the connection of the inner thigh all the way to the pelvic floor, okay? And from here, make it even on both sides. Lift the abdominals on both sides and go. Press into all toes. Keep the heels connected, even if you can't go very high, okay? So keep the connection of the heels as you go straight up. I'm still squeezing my heels. I don't have to go very high. And straight down, squeezing the heels even more. Okay, so 6 to 8. So squeeze the heels, zip, pull the abdominals, drop the tailbone, and keep that core connected. So my left side, which looks to you like my right, is very weak. I'm trying to activate more. So I'm rotating my thigh more, and I'm activating my inner thigh more, and I'm trying to lift this weaker side more than the other side. Yeah, that works better. All my toes are pressing. I'm trying not to curl my toes up. They're pressing down. Good. Do 1 or 2 more. Keep the heels connected. Nice. And shake the legs. Nice. Good job. We should have a little bit more balance now, right? Okay, last one, inner rotation. This one is weird. Okay, you don't need to rotate much. But now, as we go up and down, the nice thing is you're really going to have some contact with the inner part of the foot. But that doesn't mean you're going to detach the outer. Okay, so press that big toe down. Remember this exercise. Press, other toes press. Pull through that inner thigh. Now think of your hip bone coming forward and the back of your butt opening up. Yeah, this is opening. So we have that internal rotation from the hip. You don't have to internally rotate as much as me. It can be a little less. And let's go. Press into that big toe and lift. And slowly down like you're still trying to keep your head connected to the ceiling. Push. Imagine you're still lifting the heels when you bring it down. And try not to come forward. Try to go straight up and straight down. The inner thighs, the thighs, everything is lifting, yeah? Lift, pull everything up. From the arches of the feet, thumb, the inner thigh, pelvic floor, abdominals, lift. You can breathe in or out, whatever makes you balance. Good. Keep those big toes pressing, but all the way to the pinky. 2 more. Last one. Ooh, la la. Good. And then when you're done, just roll if you can. Or if you want to just, you know, roll on the floor, that's fine. Whatever works for you. Nice. Is everybody okay? Yeah, shake your legs. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is probably, do we wanna do some squats? Yes, okay, then let's do it. Okay, so let's go into some leg work. Okay, I'm back in view. Okay, so let's start with parallel. It's usually the hardest one, okay? But we'll do parallel first, not a huge movement. So now, feet are worked. You should be much more balanced on your feet. I'm gonna put my socks back on because my feet are frozen. So find the position of the feet with the sit bones. If you need to go hip width, that's totally fine. And we're gonna stay parallel. All right, let's start with just knee bends to know where we want the knees to go. So we're here. If you need to go a little wider, you can. Now, press all the toes. Lift the arches of the feet. Okay, so lift the arch. You should feel some weight on the pinky toe side. So when we bend the knee, I want you to think, oh, I'm gonna rotate my upper thigh out and my weight is going to be on pinky toe, but my big toe and the whole inside of my big toe is on the mat. And lift. So if you look at my knees, it just literally went straight. All that work means it's just going straight. Press into the heels and lift. What's happening here? Lift the abdominals, tailbone goes down. And big toe pressing. Think of the thigh rotating out just a little bit. Feel the weight on the outer leg. Okay, I'm not tucking my pelvis. It's just going straight down. Nothing changed with the position of my pelvis. Still here. Straight down, sit bone right here. Okay, there I am. Not here, not there. Just in the middle. Push. So if you look at my upper body, nothing is changing. I'm hinging from here, from the knee, from the ankle. Tiny knee. Rotating thighs out, but keep that big toe pressing on the floor. Good. Now let's hinge. Hinge from the hip. And come back up. Hinge, so look. Hinge, nothing moved. I'm hinging from hip flexor, butt goes back, body comes forward, and then I push my pelvis forward to come back, not my low back. Hinge, stay straight. If you feel like you have the flexibility and strength to go forward, your weight mostly on the toe and the arches. Okay, give me two more. Hinge. Hinge from the pelvis. All here. Good. And hinge. Okay, let's combine. So, knee bend. Hinge. Now, when you hinge here, if I keep hinging now, I can keep bending, and that's my squat. My back is not collapsing. I'm hinging, keeping my abdominals. My knee is just going about toe level. Pelvis is just hinging back. Good. Now press into the heels. Good. Press the bottom of the butt forward to come back to standing. Good. Keep going. Those are our squats. So I'm going to take my jackets for you to see my low back. No changes on the low back, right? So knee bend with hinge. Abdominals stay lifted. Feet are pressing. I'm not collapsing my low back. So my ribs are pushing back. My abdominals are pushing back. I can go low. Don't drop the shoulder and move the butt back. The butt keeps hinging to the floor. Then you press into the heels. The pelvis comes forward for you to stand back up. Keep going so I can see you. So Dina, you're here and here. If you cannot bend the knee, is it because you can't bend the knee? Okay, yeah. So you can just stay at knee bends, or if you're gonna keep hinging, don't round. Open your chest up, look up, then doing it. Dina, look up. Yes, there we go. Okay, so I want this, I don't want this. And then you come back up, that's good. Nice. Now Nadia, stay there. Good. Keep reaching your butt back and bending the knee. Bend the knee, and look up a little bit without going up with your, yes. Now sit back more and bend that knee. Come down into a deeper squat. Come on. Good. And come up. I can't see your legs, but I'm just guessing what's going on. Yeah? So don't drop the hinge. Don't keep going down with the torso. The pelvis keeps sitting back and the knees keep bending. What happens with the hinge? It follows the movement of the leg. Okay, chest up, Rania. Yes, yes. Now bring your butt down and your shoulders stay there. Good, abs tight. Reach your tailbone back. Press into the heel, squeeze the butt to come up. That's good, that's much better. That's it. Don't keep moving the shoulders. Look, knee or pelvis. I haven't even moved my torso. Knee, and I'm hinging. Knee and I'm hinging. I'm not dropping my shoulders. I'm looking straight. But my abdominals tighten, more abs, Nanya, you're right, you're arching. Yes, tuck the tailbone a little bit, it's okay. Tuck your tailbone a little bit more. There you go, keep going. With the pelvis, not the shoulders. Pelvis, sit down, sit down, sit down. Yes, and push. Much better, Simone. Much better, good. Let me see it on you. Dina, excellent. Give me more core, more abdominals, Dina. You guys are here, but I need more abs, more abs. So, Atala, tuck your tailbone a little bit. Lift your abdominals and tuck your tailbone more. Yes, good girl. Okay. Looking much better. So don't push the butt up. The deeper you go into the squat, the more you need to work the core, remember? Yes. Now, Rania, stay there and shift your chest forward and look up just a little bit. Yes, there you go. Don't tuck so much. You don't have to tuck so much. Okay, that's good. So this one is the hardest one, okay? Let's open up a little bit more wider. So we're gonna go wider than hips and 45-ish degrees with the toe. Not really 45, we're just rotating it out a little bit. So let's get into that second position. If you want me to look at your legs, just point your camera to the lower legs so I can look. So we're wider than hips and toes rotated, okay? And again, press into the big toe. So remember, lift all toes, press the big toe down. I need that anchored, and then spread all the rest. Rotate the thighs already from here. And keeping the big toe anchored, we're gonna bend the knees, hinge from the pelvis. I'm still looking at you, yeah? A lot of you are going like this. You should still be able to see me. So I have outer, weight on my outer ankle, but my big toe is still pressing. Watch this. I don't want to see this. Lengthen. So abs. Lengthen the tailbone, lift the abdominals. Lengthen the tailbone. I'm reaching for a chair all the way there. I'm reaching for that big red ball over there. I'm going to sit on that big ball. Good. So a lot of you are doing this. Your legs are wider than your feet. Remember, your knees need to follow your toes. So if you need to widen your stance, widen your feet more. So Simone, widen your feet more. Yeah. And make sure your knees are following your toes. Yeah. Atala, you can widen your feet more as well. Good. Barakat, that looks good. Now, I want more abs. More abs. Look up. Lift the abdominals. Lift the abdominals. Don't tuck so much, Atala. Don't tuck so much. Push your butt back a little more. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Good. Let me see, Dina. Give me core. Give me core. Give me core. Hold it, Dina. Lift the belly button to the spine and reach your tailbone behind you to the floor. More core, more lengthening. Lift the abdominals more. Now reach your butt. You're okay. Your back looks fine. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Looking good. That's nice. Okay, 3 more. Go. Hinge, squat. I need more core. I need more core. Don't lower that chest down. Remember, the shoulders don't keep moving. The pelvis moves, the knees bend, and the rest follows. Don't drop the chest down. Look up, look up. Yes. Press into the heels, then press the pelvis forward. Good, Simone. Nice. Good, Barakat. You're shifting your weight to your knees. Don't lunge forward. Sit back. Sit back. No, no, too much knees. So look, this is pressure on the knee. Look, if I want to squat and not move my knee, I can. There it is. Did I move my knee? No. Okay. Can I move knee and pelvis together? Yes, but I don't want to shift weight forward. I want to shift weight back. Good. Atala, that looks really good. That's it, girls. Much better. Lift the abdominals. Dina, more core. Tuck your tailbone a tiny little bit. Don't tuck. Just lengthen your tailbone more. Yes, that looks good. Lengthen more tailbone. Lengthen. Good job. Okay. Are we good? Do we want to do more squats? No? Okay. All right, ladies. So listen, let's just go to the floor, okay? We can roll down actually. From here, keep your feet parallel, tuck your chin, and lift the abdominals. Keep your weight towards your toes more. Don't shift back, okay? So lift, scoop, round, and roll down. Be here. And then breathe in, breathe out. Scoop the abdominals, press the pelvis forward, and stack the spine again. Breathe in to lengthen, chin to chest, round the ribs, in into the ceiling. Think of a big ball in front of you, and you want to go up and over that big ball. My weight to the toes and the front, the middle of the foot. Breathe out. You can feel free to bend the knees if you need to. Scoop the abdominals and lift through the abdominals, lifting you in, unwinding, roll the shoulders. Again, lift, breathe out. So I'm going to give you the imagery of the ball, right? I want to go up and over. So I scoop around. I want to not touch the ball ever. I'm lifting away from it. Tailbone is reaching down. Breathe in, breathe out. Scoop my abdominals. Keep lengthening the tailbone down, lifting and up. Okay? Next one, we go down. Chin to chest. Bring the hands to the floor. Nice. Then bend the knees. Cross your legs. We're going to lay down. So if this doesn't work for you, just make your way down to the floor. It's fine. All right, and we're gonna go through our abdominals. Let me fix my camera. Okay. All right, so lay on our backs. So many things in the studio. Okay, so here we go. Let's do some crunches and some abdominal stability work, and then we're gonna go into some little bit of teaser preps, because next class is going to be a little bit more advanced. So breathing in, breathing out, scoop round. Let's find that neutral in this position. Breathe out, pull pelvic floor abdominals, lift the abdominals to bring the low back into the mat. Remember the butt's not engaged. Lengthen the spine and tip. So arching and curling. Between all this, so all of you have been doing class. Remember, prop your head if you need to. Remember, put a sponge or a towel under your low back. All the things you need to be comfortable on the neck, shoulders, and back. Find your neutral for me. So tailbone and sacrum anchored, low back floating or supported by a tower. And then ribs mounting, chest relaxed, arms reaching to your legs. We're gonna march a little bit. So breathe out, stabilize the torso, float the leg. So again, we're talking about those hip hinges without the pelvis rounding. Nothing moves. Tailbone is anchored, pubic bone is reaching forward, scoop the abdominals, bring it down. I want to see no movement here. When I lift my opposite leg, there's no rounding. Float. My arm is out to the side so you can see my pelvis. Scoop first, return. So I want those legs gentle. I want the pelvis really stable. Lengthen the sit bones. Reach it with the pubic bone. Nice. Deep, deep. I want to see everybody's belly coming down. When you breathe out, I want to see the sinking. I want to see this collapse. In, in. Don't rock and roll. Last one for me, I'm even. I'm going to stay here. And I am going to crunch. So arms to ceiling or supporting your head. If you're going to support your head, track your neck and then press the back of the head into your hands. So when you crunch, we're not pulling and not shortening the neck. Arms can be here or it can be next to you. You decide. So tuck your chin or track your neck, whatever you have going on. Pelvis neutral, and let's roll. Crunch up, chin to chest, press into the back of the ribs. Roll the shoulders and the spine, crunch, and roll down. Okay, we're just gonna do 5 and 2. Scoop the abdominals, roll. And now we're checking that we're pulling all this. The abdominals are sinking and both sides of the abdominals are pulling. Watch your neck, Rania, you're pulling on the neck. So press your head back a little bit more. Good, keep your head pressed back. Yeah, that's better. And move from the rib cage, not the head. So press the back of the ribs into the mat and that push of the ribs back and then gliding is what's gonna lift your head. Much better, that's it. Last one. Good. So let's march. 6, crunch and march. And down. 4 to 6, see what works for you. Scoop, crunch, and march. So what's going on with the pelvis? Nothing. Okay, if you're supporting your head, you're still tracking the neck and the ribs are still lifting you, not the neck. Good. Relax down. If you're even, that's enough. Let's imprint. March one leg up. Keep the back on the mat. March the other leg up. If we can't do this today, continue marching. Now, imprint and melt the ribs. And let's do toe tap 6. Breathe out first. Scoop the abdominals. Lift that hip bone up as the leg relaxes down. Keep this lifting. It will go where it will go. It probably doesn't touch the first time. Breathe out, other side. Scoop and lift those abdominals. Relax the leg. And up. Okay, 4 more. You have to activate. Don't throw the leg. Look how dead my legs are. Just relaxing down. It has to be dead weight. It's just so loose in the hip joint. Looks like slow motion. Last 2. Last 1. And hug your knees. Okay, you can hug from under the knees, over the thigh, over the shins, and then just go side to side. Nice. Okay, that was awakening of the core. Now from here, we're gonna take this into a bit more roll-ups, okay? So we're gonna bring the legs back down. You can march them down, keep it stable. And we're gonna bring one leg up, okay? I'll bring the one close to you here. And we're gonna try to roll all the way up to seated. Now, if you need to hold on to the thigh when you come up, that's fine. If it bothers your back, just go into a crunch. Other than that, we're gonna bring the arms back. We're gonna swing to give us a kick and you're gonna come up here. If you need to lower the leg, bend a bit or keep it down, you can. Breathe out, roll down. So Dina, watch your back, okay? Good. So what I'm gonna do is the swing of the arm is giving us momentum, okay? When you come up, breathe out, stay rounded through the pelvis and just reach the arms and the chest forward. Breathe out, come back down. Slowly, arm goes up, breathe out, scoop, breathe in, reach, breathe out, come down. So that's like 3. If you want to make it more difficult, you straighten the leg and you zip the inner thighs together. And you go up, you scoop, you come up and reach, or keep it bent, no problem. And we can do 2 or 3 more here. Also, if you want to make it even harder, you don't swing. You keep the arm up here, you just bring it forward, round and reach, and come down. Okay, so all these were options. We're gonna bring this leg down and we're gonna do the same thing to the other side. So knee can stay bent. Now you know your options. You can go straight, you can swing the arms, or you can just roll up with the arms straight. Let's start how we did it last time, because every side is different. So we're gonna scoop, reach, pelvis stays rounded, but the chest and the arms reach. Scoop slowly. So if you want to keep your inner thighs together here, you can. It's going to give you more support, okay? But it doesn't have to. So I'm going to do one more. Swing and reach. Roll, pelvis, 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 pelvis. Now I'm going to straighten my leg and bring my inner thighs together, and I'm going to swing again, because swinging helps. Pelvis stays rounded. Reach, reach, pelvis. So look, when I'm rolling down, look at my pelvis. Pelvis, pelvis, pelvis. Don't just throw your back. And then I'm going to go straight up and down. I'm going to reach and down. Pelvis. Let that pelvis roll you down. And then this is my number 6. Reach and roll down. Good. Bring your legs down. If you need to, you can straighten. If you need to, you can hug. You decide what you want to do. Nice. So those are semi-teasers, teaser preps. What we're going to do now is we're going to take the legs up, okay? So you can take it up to the ceiling, or we can keep it slightly bent. Oh, shock. Okay, so you can keep your legs here, or you can straighten. And what we're going to do is just swing the legs side to side. All right, so here, whether you're bent, inner thighs together, just inner thighs connected, or if you're straight. I'm gonna keep my body still, and I'm just gonna swing my legs to the right, and look, my legs misalign. And then I'm gonna swing it to the left. So I'm just mobilizing my legs in the hip joint. My sit bones are reaching, so even if your knees are bent, it's the same. They're just rubbing on each other, yeah? So it's a nice mobility of the legs. Now, I'm gonna make it harder, okay? So when you go side to side now, I don't want them to rub. I want them to stay at the same level. So when you go to the side, the opposite hip is gonna come up. And then you're gonna pull the hip down with your abdominals and back muscles. Even if your legs are back, take it to the side, lift the hip, pull it back. Use your back and abdominal muscles to do it. To the side, and back. Don't misalign the leg. So this leg is lifting the pelvis up, and then you're pulling the whole thing down. Then if I go towards my right, your left, the left leg is really reaching away and down, okay? Now, bend the knees and rest. We're gonna add a semicircle to take the leg to the other side. Can you guys see me? Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna drop it. Let's start it on your right. Is this your right? Then you're gonna draw a semicircle down and around and bring it back to the left and bring it back in. And then we're gonna reverse it. You're gonna drop it. Hip comes up, this hip. Then I'm gonna scoop, imprint the spine, circle the legs. This hip comes up to take it to the other side, and I pull the leg and everything back, okay? So, to the side, I'm gonna show you, lift, lift, hip lifts. Circle a little bit, doesn't have to go big. To this side, my hip comes up and up. Now I'm gonna show you with the knees bent. To the side, the opposite hip comes up. I circle my knees around. I imprint, find my midline, and then it comes back up. Do one more to each side. Okay, so we drop, shoulders and scapulas are scooping. They're really pressing into the arms to stabilize. Don't stress the neck, please. And then drop, circle, back to the other side, pull everything in and hug. Woohoo! Lots of hip flexor work here, okay? Abdominals and hip flexors, yay! Good. Bring your feet to the ground and let's stretch the hip flexors a little bit. So let's go into some bridges. Keep your feet anchored, heels on the ground, and we're gonna bridge up and down. So let's do rolling bridges. You're gonna breathe out, scoop, imprint. Squeeze the butt, press into the heels, roll up. Keep the chest and the ribs pressing down. Remember, you don't have to go very high. Now, our goal here is to open up the hips So press through here, not through here. Press from the bottom of the glutes, keeping everything pressing down. Breathe out from the esophagus, roll down, one bone at a time, lengthen everything back out. Keep your thighs reaching forward. If anybody's knees are bothering them, just open the legs a little bit wider. Otherwise, parallel and knees forward, scoop, press into the heels, squeeze the butt gently, and come up. Keep reaching the thighs forward, the abdominals go in and up, scapulas and arm pressing down, and you're trying to open the crease of the hip to the bottom of the butt. And then we roll, and you lengthen. Everybody release that spine. Nice. Keep going. Scoop. Keep reaching the thighs forward, forward, forward. Chest, scapulas, arms forward. Keep everything else really anchored. Yeah, don't lift through here. Go lift more. More from here, just down here. Abs in, lift, and roll. Good. Nice. All right, let's move to our side. So I was gonna do stuff kneeling, but we're not going to do. Let's move to the side. And I'm gonna progressively come up towards the side work. So we're gonna straighten the legs out. Hand is gonna come under your head. This arm comes here. We haven't done, well, most of us have done some hip work here. All right, so the legs are out, reaching. Make sure your hips are stacked, your shoulders are stacked, and head, shoulders, hips are aligned. You can lift your legs and bring them slightly forward to give you a little bit more support. If you need more support, they come forward a little even more, okay? So let's keep lifting those abdominals, lengthening. Let's lift this leg up. Let's reach the leg all the way to the wall so this waist comes off the ground. Woo-hoo, there it is. All right, then lift the back heel and drop the toe a little bit. So we have internal rotation, and we're gonna go down and up like that. Kiss toes, lift heel. Kiss toes, lift heel. And this is not shortening. Go 3. Keep lifting the abdominals. 4, 5, 6, lift the abdominals, send the tailbone all the way down to your heel. 7, last one, 8. Bring it down. So for those who can, I'm gonna change position, but if it bothers you, don't come up. You're gonna come up here, okay? Now, hands supporting, this rib is lifting you, so there shouldn't be any stress on the shoulder and neck. Stay down if you want to, and we're gonna continue there. So don't collapse here, yeah? Lift the ribs and the whole side of the body like you're doing a plank. Good, arm can stay here, lift. Good, and let's continue, down and up, 1. Try not to shorten the waist, this is harder now, 2. Good, 3, toes down, heel up, 4, 5, 6. Keep lifting abdominal and lengthening the tailbone. Last one, 8. Bring it down. Okay, we're gonna come up here and we're gonna come up here. You don't have to, you can stay where you were. You can even just come up to this position, it's fine, okay? So more advanced, the whole thing is gonna come up here and we're gonna lift from here. Choose what's appropriate for you. If you're gonna come into your elbow, everybody, hands however they want, press into the elbow and lift. Okay, push into the elbow, bring the shoulder down, lift the rib. And then, if you're gonna come up, lift the hip too. Otherwise, if you're here, go up and down. 1. Awkward position, but you can do it. 2, good. 3, 4, so now we're pushing from this hip, from this waist, from this rib, and from the elbows. 4, I lost count. 5, 6, 7, toe down, heel up, and 8. Woo, bring it down. Nice, bring it down, bring it all the way down. And of course, we cannot leave without doing banana. So straighten the body, palm down or up, hand on the top, and we're gonna lift everything. So lengthen everything, lengthen the top leg, lengthen the neck. So for those of you that have funny necks, none of this stuff. Okay, keep your ear close to your arm and try to lift from this ear, not from the neck. And go 1. Keep listening to your arm. Listen to your armpit. 2. Good, stack your body. 3. 4. Nice, don't throw the head, everybody. 6, 5, I don't know. Keep your ear close to the arm. Good, I'm gonna count this as 7, it's probably more. 8. Don't pull the neck. If you're keeping the arm, just keep the head straight. 10. Nice, roll to your belly. Roll to the belly. Good, arms in V, legs in V. And look down at the floor, separate everything. So the leg that we were working is this one, the one closer to the camera, okay? We're going to lift it and the opposite arm for 10. So lengthen the arms, shoulders wide, look at my back. Pull the abdominals and lengthen the tailbone, yeah? Lift the abdominals, lengthen the tailbone, or do a pelvic tuck like a bridge. From here, don't squeeze the butt, just through the abdominals. Reach the top leg and lift, and reach the opposite arm and lift and down. Super small movement. And go. 2. Can you see? And down. 3. You're looking down at the floor. If your head needs to go down, then bring something to put under your forehead. 4. Stay up. Now, the leg and the arm that's staying down and not working at all, push them into the ground. Push it into the ground and down. Keep pushing those 2 into the ground. Lengthen everything and go. 5. And down. Look how small that movement is. 6. Keep lifting the kneecaps up to the pelvis. 7. Pull the thighs up. Down. 8. Good. Down. 9. Down, same side, up, 10. Relax. Woo! Good. We're gonna move to the other side. Let's go. Okay, so other side. So we're doing 8 here, 8 here, 8 here, banana, and then we do the other side of the opposite arm and leg reach. Okay, so find your alignment, head, shoulder, hip. Lift the legs, bring it slightly forward. Good, arm in front of you. Lift that leg and now reach that waist. So we have mouse hold. Rotate, toe down, heel up. So there's an internal rotation of the thigh. Kiss the toes and lift 1. Kiss the toe, 2. 3, lift with the back heel. 4, lift the abdominals, send the tailbone long. 5, 6, 7, kiss the toes, reach for the heels, and 8. Bring it down, and let's come up for those who came up. You don't have to. From here, pull the elbow in and lift that waist off the ground. This is hard. And let's go for our 8 here. Reach, lift the abdominals, and lengthen the tailbone and go 1. Good. 2, still not moving from the waist. 3, just moving from the hip. 4, good. I have to hold mine because this is my injured side. 5. So if you need to put your hand behind the pelvis to support it, that's totally fine. 7, lift that waist off the ground, Don't rest into your head and neck. 8. Good. Come up into that elbow. Bend the bottom knee, okay? And press into the elbow and suck the shoulder, the arm into the shoulder joint. Lift and lift. If you're gonna stay here, stay here. It's not a huge movement, okay? If you're gonna come up, press the bottom hip. Tuck your pelvis, lift the abdominals. Let's go. 8. 7, toe down, heel up. 6, keep the abdominals. 5, 4, 3, woo, 2, and 1. Woo, miserable. How is that? Come down. So palm down or palm up for bananas. For those of you with the tight neck, this is fine. Bend, and then when you come up, you can use your arm as a pillow, okay? So I'm gonna do palm up, stack the hips, most important, straight line. Let's tuck this a little bit. So connect here and let's go. 10, 9. If your arm is going up with you, listen to your armpit. 8, and lift straight up with this ear. 7, 6, lift the abdominals, lengthen the tailbone. 5, long line, please. 4, look, it's not this. It's straight then up. 2, 1. To the belly we go. So we work this leg. We're gonna lift this leg and the opposite arm, okay? So I'm gonna show you this way. Arms wide, legs wide. Shoulders wide, head floating. And we're gonna lengthen and lift. Keep the kneecaps coming to you. The opposite sides press down for stability and go. 2, lengthen. Lift from the bottom of the butt and the hamstring. 3, think of hamstring. Lift the abdominals, tuck the tailbone without using the butt. 5, 6, lengthen more and use the ones that stay on the ground to press. 7, lengthen. 8, before you come up, lift the kneecap. 9, it's a very small movement. And 10. Wow! Roll into your back, cross the legs into number 4, and stretch. Very good job, ladies. And here we are. Pull. So give me 5 breaths here. Yeah, we got the number 4. I have my elbow pushing my thigh out. I'm pulling in. This foot is flexed if you need support for your knee. Flex foot for this knee. And then when you're done, switch sides. You guys can do more stretches than I'm gonna give you because I have to go teach my reformer class. So, oh, my hips, can you feel this? Ooh la la. Okay, so the leg that's crossed, look, we're like this. If you can, cross knee over knee. Yeah, we have this thing going like this. And then, so my top leg, I'm going to drop the legs to the opposite side. Yeah, so my legs are like this. I'm gonna go to this side. It's gonna give me a really deep stretch. Try to keep your shoulders on the mat and lift your knees as high as you can to get the stretch here. Lift and stretch. Such a good stretch on the whole side of the body here, your QL, your hip. Breathe. Do 5 breaths there or more. This is amazing to just stay. When you're done, you can uncross and bring one leg up at a time, pelvis, however is comfortable for your hip. Then cross leg to leg, bring it up, and then drop it to the side. You can hold it, okay? So the arms stay down, knees go up, and you stretch. and breathe. So when you're breathing, you're trying to breathe right here, where you're trying to open up to the back here, as if it's your kidneys. Nice. I'm holding my leg with the other hand. You can come back and then you can just straighten the legs if you need to do whatever it is that's comfortable for you. We didn't do child's pose, so if you feel like you need to do that, just turn around and do it. I'm gonna have to turn you guys the video recording off.
Thank you.